Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene set in Edessa Crusade Season 2. Tonight, we set the scene with the ever adorable little Sandra. That is her title name.
Hello.
Hello. Everybody clap. Okay. And with that ringing endorsement, we set the scene with back to little Sandra, Harvey Nagiri. Also, still a harpy. Hasn't been doing much of that lately.
Bye.
And Irene has been sent by the Wishing Woman to go to Riverside. Riverside being, being quite vastly improved over the past 2 months. Has a functioning district centre now. Community. People feel safer going outside. Or they would be. If it weren't for certain very recent twists in fate, a very recent turn of events, shall we say, it has caused people to sort of retreat back to their old mindsets of paranoia and fear. But even now, it's not as bad as it used to be. It's not under a perceived sense of oppression or hopelessness. Rather, it is about a sort of, how to put it, a growing fervour and awareness amongst the populace. Nonetheless, Irene has been guided to Riverside with several vials of holy water from Abraham's mountain.
Okay. Yay.
And she has been tasked with setting these small vials and flasks of holy water at specific points in Riverside. As well as being granted certain... Irene's not sure. Do you want to roll me intelligence occult? Basically, what you've been given is you've been given occult instructions. I just want to roll me intelligence occult.
Okay.
If you have a specialty in blood sorcery, then it will apply.
No, I have specialty in demonology. I have 1 success. Unless demonology comes into play, which you said didn't, so. Do once.
No, you get a single success. You know that these are a bit more than just instructions. Looking at them, you understand that these instructions can impart you with a certain fleeting awareness of what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
They won't impart knowledge to you or teach you anything.
Sad.
But rather they will enable you to do something you would not normally be able to do. But considering you only got one success, you're not entirely sure what that is.
That's fair. Mm. So yeah, maybe we'll walk around Riverside and, as usual, stick to the shadows. Looking around, making sure there are no other La Sombra around. Or any other K-Knights for that matter. But mostly La Sombra, because, stuff and things. But she'll place everything the way that she is told to place everything. It kind of feels naked without, like, the cross. She's gotten used to that kind of eerie feeling around her neck. But yeah, she's a good blood-bonded little Sombra and does what she's told.
Hooray.
Yay.
As you walk down, the town, you walk past the little church. That lovely little church you once built.
Mm.
It has a certain sanctity to it that was not present before. Having been around True Faith more than enough, you kind of understand it for what it is. And yes, a certain special someone inhabits there.
Yay. Mm. I mean, that does sound interesting. Maybe, we'll just peek around the corner.
It's Sylvie who's looking after the place, right?
Hmm?
It's Sylvie, right?
No, it's not Sylvia. It's the he doesn't actually have a name.
Cleric McCleric face.
We never actually gave him a name. God damn it, this is bad.
Super friendly priest man.
Yeah.
Is actually having a lovely conversation with this fellow.
Huh.
He seemed to be getting along rather well.
Okay. Interesting.
No, they there's a couple of other how to say who's beneath a priest, who works for a priest. They have a specific title, but one of those people, effectively the equivalent of servants and janitors at this point,
Mm-hmm.
are kind of running around and just cleaning up the place, and it's a rather casual, friendly atmosphere because a lot of the few servants in the room, a lot of them are just kind of just cleaning together and just kind of talking as they do so.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Um,
is rather interested in the fact that another K-Knight is talking to her ghoul. So she's just gonna pull the hood of her cloak over her face, and she's gonna walk into the church and just, make an offering, just a silver piece, put it in the offer block, and she'll try and listen into the conversation.
Okay, sorry, is she going to try and hide?
Yes.
Okay, roll me stuff.
I mean, important question. Is my expenditure approved?
I haven't approved it yet, but I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Yay, I have stealth.
Good job.
Oh, that's amazing.
You have a stealth dice.
I have a stealth dice. And I get 2 successes.
That's good. More to roll than that, right? No, I guess not.
Dex stealth, right?
Yeah, I get. Oh, yeah, you add your celerity to that though.
Oh, you add celerity to that?
You add celerity to deck anything dex related.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I have 3 successes.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna roll. Actually, gonna roll your ghouls as well. It'd be really fun if your ghoul ousts you.
Please don't. I mean,
Okay, he's actually pretty good at this. Funnily enough,
he is. I know.
this is primary pool. He
Yep.
doesn't see you, but
I mean, to be fair, I mean, it's not necessarily afraid that Carter would be a problem because she presumes, like, at this point, it's like only her tribe that is a problem. So even if she were to be seen, she doesn't really think it's going to be an issue. But you never know.
where is there we are, Mr. Adam. Mr. Adam is not actually that good at this. He doesn't have all specs active, so he will not get any bonus dice. Okay, so none of them see you. And I'm just going to say the 7s don't see you. I'm not going to roll for 5 7s. So you just kind of hide. You kind of just slide in through the door and just hide behind a back
More
pew.
trying to be, inconspicuous.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, if they see you because of their role, they will come over to you.
And she does wear a hood. Like basically, she's wearing her cloak, hood up.
That's not a face mask, though.
No, it's not a face mask though.
So if they walk over to you, they will realize who you are.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. I know, but they continue to chat. It's again, it's a very friendly conversation. Quite philosophical. It's fairly typical theologian affair, really. Discussing the principles of God, yada yada yada. But it will be your ghoul that notices you first, and he will just say to Carter, "Oh, give me one moment," and Carter will just say, "Sure, of course," and your ghoul will head over towards you. He kind of dawdles on over. I believe he's quite old. And as he walks up and over to you, he You can tell he feels the blood bond kick in pretty quickly.
Yeah.
He'll
I
just,
mean,
he'll just kind of, his stance changes a bit. It's a bit, he becomes a little bit more rigid as he approaches you, and he'll fairly hastily sit down. I'm actually going to have Carter to roll to see if he notices a sudden shift in
that's
an
fair.
expression. Which again, he's only average at. He's not bad at it, to be fair, but he's only average at it. It's probably the most balanced unit ever made. I guess 3 successes. Okay, so he's aware that something's up there, but he doesn't really comment on it. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't move from his position. He just kind of notices something is wrong. He does kind of
Irene
keep
will
eyes on the
activate
two
her
of you.
team.
He keeps eyes on the two of you, but doesn't move towards you. And so, and your ghoul just simply say, my lady, what can I do for you this evening?"
I was just wondering how you were, if everything was all right, and I was hoping that I could receive your blessings for tonight. Please, Father.
Of course. I would be happy to do so. Yeah, Irene. You notice your churches is one of the places listed.
Okay. Interesting. And you did say that there was like a little bit of true faith coming off of the place already?
Yeah,
That Irene
from
has
the
never noticed
place, not
before?
your ghoul.
No, the place itself.
The place itself. Perhaps the congregation itself is perhaps fervent enough to believe, but not any one person is.
Yeah, I figured. Is there a possible role I can make to, like, I don't know, maybe a theology int or something, or into cult, or just to
To what do you want to
sort of, determine where the true faith is coming from, what the reason behind it is.
Okay.
Like, she just wants to know if nothing is wrong with her church.
Yeah, roll me intelligence theology.
Okay. Like, basically at this point she probably she's guessing, like, okay, yeah, congregation, but sort of to, make sure. Nope, she has no clue. Okay, she's just guessing then. Because that was a fail.
Okay, so that is not the best roll.
Nope.
So you can't really tell. All you really understand is that there's no true faith coming off your ghoul or Mr. Carter, or any of the servants here.
Yeah. That's fine.
So, yeah, you're not really sure. It's more like kindling right now, if I were to compare it to a fire. Maybe certain circumstances make it stronger.
Yeah. I mean, Irene is fine with this. So did the note actually indicate where she had to put it? Like inside the church or around the church or whatever?
No. She's she very can put it anywhere, but the inscriptions you've been given, they indicate you will have to effectively right before the flask in blood, either on the floor or on a table before it or something. So preferably the item of faith, in this case the holy water, would need to be placed upon would preferably be placed upon a lectern or something, some sort of maybe something elevated, and then you'd write something before it or write in a circle around it.
Okay.
Of course, this is pretty breachy.
Yeah. Check. But yeah, she'll wait for, you know, her goal to talk about his days lately, and you know, just making some chats, small talk. Irene kind of wants to know if he's okay, or if, like, you know, her clanmates have come to find him, or she did, you know, made sure that they were all, like, you know, aware of the fact that they had to be careful, but
He knows that some people have come looking for him on a somewhat irregular basis. It's not every day; it's every few days.
mm-hmm.
He's always made sure to either have people to protect him or keep himself out of the area.
Okay. She'll definitely compliment him on that, like, and she'll just ask about how the congregation is doing, and you know, that kind of things.
I know Tao's congregation has been growing. In fact, it's really hit new strides, from what he seems to say. It's more people attending mass than there ever have been. The community tie seems stronger than ever. Everybody seems to be getting along. People seem a lot happier now. He's been working with Father Thomas on the east side to try and help the people over there, and work with the City Watch to get crime under control over there as well. He seems to have set some really deep roots here.
Yeah, Irene is really happy to hear that.
And the power of the people has very much grown, as has their faith. And they have been rewarded. But he seems very, he seems, despite his despite being somewhat anxious about the people who keep looking for him,
Mm-hmm.
he is actually quite genuinely happy to be here.
Yeah, Irene will definitely compliment him on doing God's work in such an exquisite manner. She's actually very happy to hear that Riverside is slowly becoming better and better. Yeah. What is Carter actually doing in the meanwhile? Is he just waiting there?
He's just waiting. He's probably gonna make a check.
I was gonna say, can I remake a D&D roll to see if he's, like, listening in on the conversation?
You can make a P&E roll on him. What's his level in this? Okay, it's not actually that bad. He needs to make 2 checks.
I have 3 successes.
Okay. And he needs to make the first check. And then I think he needs to roll to not look so obvious in front of you. Funnily enough,
I mean,
all of these are 5 dice.
aspects. If he's activating aspects, I could also get an awareness check.
Okay, so something catches him by surprise. You've been by 2 successes. You think he's been observing you, and he seems a bit concerned for your ghoul, funnily enough. You think maybe he caught the latter end of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing too compromising.
Okay. She'll actually raise her head and will address him, not shouting or anything, just simply stating, Father Carter, if you wish to be a part of the conversation, please feel free to come sit with us.
That's a good hobby. There you go. See, you can do it. I believe. He'll look a bit surprised. Sussed him out so easily.
Irene will have, like, her ever friendly smile. She does not seem to be offended at all.
That helps. Or does it?
I do not know.
Like all harpies, maybe she's just waiting to pounce. He'll go, yes, of course. My apologies. I did not know you came here, to be honest. I just stumbled upon this place one night and, well, I got to know, with Father here being from,
I've decided we're going to call him Severin. So,
Okay. Good Father Severin here, and we just hit it off. So I'm quite impressed by the passion of which the man speaks and the congregation he's built up. I remember when Riverside was, well, not what it is now. I'm very pleased to see that it's bounced back from a very long and slow decline, and
yes.
we have people like Father Severin here to thank for that.
Indeed, we do. I am so pleased with his work. He's done such good work here.
I didn't know you two were affiliated.
We've known each other for some time. Actually, it is my clanmate, Memnon, who helped build this church. I funded it.
Oh, truly?
Indeed.
Oh, well, I'm very happy to hear the Clan of La Sombra giving so much to the city.
We all do what we can.
Very much motivates me to do the same.
That is good to hear. I think here in Riverside, but also in the slums, we could spread much. There is still so much that we can do to build the city, make it a shining example in this area. That was a very subtle hint at shoo. Not necessarily shoo immediately, but know that we're working here.
It's a work in progress. What are you doing here, buddy? Where the fuck is your hard hat? My mom should definitely
That you're
instant
willing to help the people of Riverside as well. Perhaps we can work together.
Of course. I'm not sure how much I could do uh, from the Guildhalls, but I'm sure I can think of something to help you all with.
She'll
I'd very
actually
much like to see Riverside.
flourish.
Uh, yes, I was going to say bloom, but that didn't really follow through well on anything.
She'll
It's one of the
actually.
few times I can't really articulate myself quite well. I do pride myself on it.
It's quite fine. She will put her hand on his, and in the end, it does not matter what we can or how much we can do, but as long as it comes from the heart. Would you not agree?
It would be difficult to find better words.
It is a pleasure to see you again. It's been quite some time.
Yes, but recent events have caused me to hunker down, as it were. I didn't really want to get involved in all of the horrible events overtaking our city.
Yes, I quite understand what you mean. I I do fear that the precious piece that we've built so far seems so to always be on the brink of shattering.
We seem to be ever consumed by that which we do not have.
Some would say it is in our nature. That we are sinful creatures, perhaps.
We are all sinners. But that
Good.
does not mean we cannot love or be loved.
It is a good thing that God has a big heart and is forgiving. Perhaps even to us.
Well, I would very much shudder at the consequences if he were known not to be so kind and merciful.
Indeed. I am actually glad that I saw you here.
Oh.
It's nice to be able to talk about these things with someone who has a similar mind, or at least similar beliefs. I want to make friends. Gotta make friends.
I don't know. I don't know if Irene can make friends.
Charisma, empathy. Can I roll that? Like, you know.
Oh, you want to roll to make friends?
Yes.
Okay, roll to make friends.
Okay. What do you actually want? Like charisma, empathy, charisma,
Probably if
inspiration?
you want to put him at ease, charisma, empathy.
Okay.
If you want to make him comfortable with your presence.
Of course she does. She's nice.
Yeah, not at
I mean,
all.
she's always nice.
I'm sure.
Now, does my specialty, because does it come into play? We did talk about it earlier today, but we'll leave it up.
Actually, I'd say it would. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good. Yeah, it would come into play here.
Yeah, 5 successes.
Okay, he feels very comfortable around you because Irene is nice.
Yes, Irene is nice. Friends.
It will be sad when you betray him.
No, no betray.
Every betray.
No.
It was at that moment that Irene felt compelled to stake Mr. Carter.
Oh no, oh no. No, 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 no. Don't be mean.
I could though. I could. I have
I
the
mean,
power of plot on my side. Um,
I actually, as Irene will look at her goal again. I actually have an addition for this church if she would be so kind to allow a silly noblewoman her whim.
Whimsy and spontaneity often lead to inspiration, dear Irene.
I thought it would be nice to add some water from Abraham's fountain to the church. It it might not do much, but well, one never knows when it's going to be useful.
Hmm. You're talking to Mr. Carter, or
Oh no, she's talking to her goal.
okay? Um, I'll just go. I will see if I can find a basin for it.
Of course.
He's going to go off and find a basin. Well, this was resourced by you and made by Menmon, so I'm going to say it does have one.
Mm-hmm.
Little might be used to feed birds, but
That's fine. That's fine.
it'll do. Yeah, he'll get one out. He kind of carries it with a fair degree of ease because he's a ghoul,
Yay.
and he kind of probably puts it. He'll probably move the lectern and put the basin there, and then he'll begin kind of shuffling stuff around to see would it work here, would it not work here? No, it can't go there. It could go here. No, it doesn't work. It's too far out of the way. Uh, he's shuffling stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we'll, pour the water in the basin.
Okay.
And you said that she had to write symbols down, didn't she?
Yeah, but it has to be of her blood.
Oh, fucking
That's
fuck,
why I said it was breachy.
fuck. Yeah. Well, the good thing is that blood doesn't really get noticed too much on like dark stones. But yeah. So how many people besides her ghoul and Father Carter are there in the church?
It's like 5.
Ah. Uh, I mean, she could easily pay all of them off to just, have some alone time. That's not necessary. Or she could just ask her ghoul. Probably would do that. She would probably walk up to her ghoul and be like, "If possible, I would like to have some privacy."
Hmm. You can reasonably assume that these people are under Yoko's control. What
I
did they
mean,
work for him?
still, they don't know. Like, I don't presume that they also don't that they also are in the know. So even if they work for him,
Oh, they're definitely not.
exactly. So
What you want to do?
the ghoul ask that.
Pardon?
Is the ghoul asking that?
No, I'm asking. Is the
Oh,
ST? How do you
well,
want
she is asking the ghoul if he could, like, ask his helpers to just leave for a moment because she wants some privacy.
to? Okay. Yeah, he'll shoo them out.
And Irene
Shoo,
will
shoo.
actually walk
Ugh.
up to Father Carter and would actually make a small curtsy. I I do really apologize for interrupting your conversations with Father Severin here, but it has become one of my favorite places to take the confession. Um, Would it be too much of an issue if I could politely ask you to? I do apologize. I feel it's really, but would you mind giving a woman just a little bit of time with her priest?
Um, you kind of oasis for a moment.
She's looking at him with those innocent eyes, those green eyes.
You do have the innocent specialty now. Um, yeah. What he'll do is yeah, yeah. You've made friends with him, so he'll say, of course, Irene, of course. I shall see you shortly. It was good to see you again.
It was. I would like to be able to catch up with you at some point, if that would not be a problem, of course.
Oh, no, it'll be quite all right.
I heard you have quite a library.
Um, to an extent, it's hardly the great reserves of Constantinople or the renowned archives of local Tremere chantry, but it's I'd like to think it is a respectable little collection.
If it would be a great honor to be able to simply walk around in it at some point.
Pardon, what do you say?
It would be an honor to even simply walk around in it at some point.
Maybe we can arrange that.
And she'll curtsy to him.
I shall leave you to it. Good evening, Irene. Father Severin. It's good to see you again.
Good evening, Father Carter.
Good evening. He'll leave.
Irene for a moment kind of doesn't make a face, but just watching him go, looking at his outfit, she's just simply reminded of a time that seems to be a rather long time ago by now, that a certain other father had, like, you know, at a church in Riverside. Uh, but yeah, so once she's finally alone with her ghoul, she'll start writing these symbols in blood.
Okay, because you only got one success on your cult roll, you don't really know specifically what you're putting down. It's in a language you do not understand.
Oh boy. I really hope it's not a "please destroy this place" thing, because I would be so sad if my church gets destroyed. I will be so sad. That would really break my heart. Yeah, I figured. God damn it. Oh no. Oh no, my church. So yeah. Once that is done, she'll just ask her ghoul if he could wait, like reopening the church until like the symbols have dried up and have been, not been quite that obvious.
Okay. When you finish, can you please make me an intelligence occult roll, difficulty 8? Do not botch this roll, please.
Oh
And by
god.
that, I mean, please botch it. It'll
Spend
be really
willpower.
funny.
Please spend willpower. That's what you're saying, right? Right.
Boo! Don't spend willpower.
Yes. Intelligence occults. 7 dice. I am gonna spend the willpower because, you know.
So the more successes you get, what's indicate your emergent understanding?
So I have, if you would allow me to spend the willpower for it, I have 3 successes. If not, I have 2. So that was actually not a bad roll.
Okay, so that would be 3 successes of a willpower.
Yes. And of course, if demonology comes into play, which I doubt. So if demonology comes into play with the willpower, I would have 4 successes. But
Was it specialty in intelligence? Sorry.
no, in occult, it's demonology.
No,
Okay, figured.
no. With that specialty, if you botched, I would have doubled the ones.
Ah,
Cause oh boy. But yeah. No, what happens is the holy water begins to bubble, and the blood begins to burn.
Eileen is so happy she sent everybody away now.
Then your finger, then your blood.
Okay, I'm starting to burn. Ow.
Can you roll me? Can you roll me courage, please?
Yes, I will roll call courage. Oh boy. Aye, that's a fail.
Okay, you
Not a
Roshrek.
mod. Okay, can I spend a willpower to act without acting on it for a turn?
Oh, you want to do that thing?
I mean, I have to get out of Rutschrek. I'm afraid to eat my ghoul. I want to tell my ghoul to run.
I mean, that's promising for the ghoul. He had such a nice night, and you ruined it by showing up.
Yeah, I know. If I had more than one turn, I would deeply apologize to him. But for now, she's like, please run.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just going to check Frenzy and Roshrik.
This is actually the first time I failed my courage check.
Yes, you may spend a willpower to remain in control for a turn.
Then
You didn't quite botch.
no.
You
But yeah,
almost did.
then that is what she'll do. She'll just look at him, and there's definitely fear on her face, and she'll tell him, please run, or please get out.
He looks ever so slightly confused as he feels quite how to say happy at what was happening. And then will hurriedly dawdle on out. You can continue spending willpower to maintain control, but yeah, we'll start
You need to
stacking up.
roll it, right?
Now you need to keep rolling courage difficulty 6 until you can
Okay.
regain control.
Okay. So can I do that while telling him to get out? Like, when I basically do that in the one turn that I have?
Yeah. Oh no, it's a difficulty of a roll that you need to roll, so it's just difficulty 8.
Okay.
So it's because it's the difficulty of the original courage roll. It's my bad.
That's fine. That's fine. That is 2 successes.
Okay, you need 5 successes.
Oof. Okay. Second turn.
I assume you're spending willpower to maintain control. Also, if you botch, it resets your success count. Just keep that in
Okay.
mind. Oh
Wow.
wow!
5. Oh.
Okay, so you spend the willpower to maintaining control, beating down your beast. Yeah, beating down your beast until you're able to chain it once more, and you do. Your fangs are out and you're growling at the floor, but you're able to maintain control.
Oof.
If there's one thing you do feel after Vista, it's you feel a little bit emptier inside.
Did the burning stop, by the way?
Burning has stopped.
Okay. If her ghoul's not out the door yet, she's like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, the burning has stopped, but this place feels distinctly more uncomfortable to be in.
Can I make an intelligence occult roll?
Mm-hmm.
This feels like something is happening to me. Oh yeah, right. Nope. Irene is still oblivious.
Wow, that's actually really unfortunate. I had a whole speech planned.
Oh no.
No, she just feels how to say she feels a little bit more hollow. It's not like her emotions are any less intense than they were before. But
Is it like her faith has left her? Does she feel more comfortable because there's true faith here? I should not be asking questions because
less comfortable, I think, would be more accurate. If there's true
yeah.
faith in a place, you would not feel more comfortable, you'd feel less. But so and that is actually a possibility. It's more like you how to say. Irene feels almost as if she has given up a piece of herself tonight.
Oh boy. But yeah, it
yes,
feels
this place does feel very how to say hot. Kind of like as if it were 40 degrees.
mm-hmm.
It's very unnatural.
Yeah.
It's
I
almost
mean,
it's like a mild. It's not a burning sensation, but it's close. It's much more prominent than it was before.
okay. Huh. Gods, this is annoying. So I'm starting to have ideas, and I don't like those.
You've still
But
got
since I failed
two.
my roll,
You still got two more places to go check.
yep.
One of them is a lot less complicated than this one. The other one is probably going to be more complicated than this one.
Oh God, yeah. Uh, she'll first call back her ghoul. She's like, "It's quite all right. You can come back now. We'll retract her fangs."
Oh, okay. Nice. I must admit I was somewhat puzzled.
I apologize. I did not foresee this, and I got scared. We are
Doesn't
not
really know how to
friends
react
for
to
scared.
admitting vulnerability.
Irene does not necessarily have a problem expressing that to her ghouls. Like she knows that her clan does not like that, but you know, to her ghouls it's quite all right.
Yeah, I mean, Lady Orbellion knows you're the most vulnerable. Most vulnerable. She must look after you every day.
She thinks that, but yeah, she'll
She
actually
knows it.
yeah she'll actually hold the girl's hand for a moment. And it's like, I apologized for any inconvenience that I caused you. I I did not plan to cause you any inconvenience. I hope you will forgive me, Father.
It's quite all right. It's quite all right. I appreciate the offering you made before this holy sanctum.
I will I will go now. I hope you will have a pleasant evening, and I will I will check up on you soon again. I am very grateful for all the work that you do here. And you know what? Since she's here anyway, she'll just drop. She'll like offer him, you know, a blood point because yeah, you have to maintain your goals. And there's no one here anyway at this point. You know, it's fine. You know.
Hmm. Yeah. He's like, ooh, blood point. Sips his sip. It's kind of like he was having a genuinely pleasant conversation, and then all of that is kind of pushed away aside as he sees you offering him blood, and he will. Well, he's going to pounce on that opportunity.
Of course he is. And, you know, she'll then lick the wound clean and we'll we'll curtsy and we'll wish him a good night again and we'll leave.
Okay.
So yeah, on to place number 2.
That'll be Father Thomas's church.
I figured. Gods. Ah, I knew it. Oh no. Okay, on to Father Thomas's church. I even want to know what the third place if that one is so hard. So Irene will again kind of, you know, pull up her hood, escape to the shadows, watch out for any La Sombra. At this point, also watches out for Father Carter because, you know, he was in the area and that might be a thing.
He's a spook.
I mean, as long as he's not following her, he's not a spook.
He is not following her.
Actually, she will also be on the lookout for the Scourge because she knows that he lives in Riverside.
Yeah, usually not this far north. Not this far. This far down there. He has the north side.
Yeah, she'll head to Father Thomas's church. She's not quite sure how she's gonna handle this one, but you know, she's gonna see if there's actually still someone in. Maybe Father Thomas went to bed early. There's hoping.
Okay. So you make your way to Father Thomas's church.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna roll d10. If you get high, he's not there. If you get low, he's definitely there.
Oh God.
Okay, roll high. He's absent. He's gone to bed.
Okay, good.
This, however, does mean that the church is closed.
I mean, this is fine, yo.
So she'll have to break her way in. And there are because of how rough this neighborhood there is, there are people who there's a lookout.
Okay.
They're not looking in your direction, actually looking off to the east. You imagine that's usually where the Brothers of Paul usually come from.
You know what? She's gonna do this the easy way. At least in is gonna be the easy way. And she'll spend 3 blood points and activate Obtenebration 5. Which,
Ooh.
that does mean I have to roll for it.
Yep. And you will have to make a stealth roll. So hope you don't get caught, because well.
I mean, she really, you can stretch so far and so thin, and it's dark and it's night. Or does it not work like this anymore? It does
Nope.
work like this. No? Uh,
Mm,
uh,
mm,
mm,
make that stealth roll.
yeah, we'll make that stealth roll. I really hope I'm not gonna botch because I really don't want to spend more willpower. I already spent 4 or something, like 2, and then no 3. Spent 3. Got a success. So she's staying as low to the ground as she possibly can. No, she's just a snake.
Okay. That's not the best roll. Okay, he only gets 1 success, so you defender wins, which is you. If I suppose it could be interpreted either way. Hmm. Nah, it's fun. I'm just trolling. You make it in through the door without being spotted.
Okay.
There isn't much light coming from the church, it's lights out for the night.
That's fine. So Irene will make her way over to the altar. Will reappear there again. Once she's checked that there's absolutely no one in, like,
There's No, there's a lookout where the bell is, like all the way up on the bell, the rather small bell tower. But and there is another person who's basically, if you were to go to look,
Mm-hmm.
you would see another person there trying to get some sleep. So you think they rotate? They don't appear to be professional soldiers, by the way.
Okay.
Just common people trying to defend their church from an angry,
Mob.
bloodthirsty gang.
I mean, that's fair, yeah. So is he trying to catch some sleep, or is he actually asleep?
He's trying to catch some sleep. You don't think he's actually asleep?
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
You can always suffocate him.
No.
I mean, you can always suffocate him.
No.
I like the outrage.
Irina's not gonna kill anyone.
I mean, she's done that plenty of times.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she has. She's absolutely killed people.
No, she's not.
She's killed plenty of people.
No, she's not.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty. Huh. No.
It's not like she killed her whole family at one point.
Shush you. That doesn't count. I mean, that totally counts, but you know, she's trying to make up for it.
I'm trying, okay? Ignore the fact that I'm not doing very well at it. Alright. So what are you gonna do? You can attempt to do this while he's trying to get some sleep. You'll have to make another dex stealth roll. This is actually going to be +1 diff though, because it's
Yeah.
you're performing a pretty elaborate action, and he has the potential to hear you.
Yeah.
So it would be +1 diff for you. Because this is very ritualistic. You can't just stop and start.
No,
Once you commit, you have to commit.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, Irene is going to turn back into herself, like, you know, away from this guy trying to catch him sleep. And she is going to stealth up on him, and she's just going to dominate him.
Okay, roll me dex stealth.
Yes.
He's gonna roll. Young boy, he's gonna roll. He gets 2 successes, and you get 3, so you're fine. Okay, you're able to you're able to jump him before he can react, so you can dominate him.
Okay. Dominate. That is command manipulation plus intimidation, because Irene is so intimidating. Lol. Manipulation and intimidation. Huh. Still not a bad dice pool or anything. It's not the worst dice pool, let's just say that. Well, I don't know how high his willpower is, because that's of course the diff. She's just gonna tell him to sleep.
Okay, you crush his sorry mind. You get 5 successes. Well, he'll attempt to sleep. Because I'm not sure if it depends on the interpretation. I've heard that dominate can't force somebody to just sleep, but I've also heard interpretations that they do. I'm just going to say, for all intents and purposes,
it
he will go
literally
to
here
bed.
says giving conflicting or indirect harmful orders to a victim, such as commanding a target to sleep while in the middle of a duel. That's literally from the book, which means that the command sleep is definitely an option.
Okay. Yep. In which case, he will go to sleep.
Okay.
And it wasn't it. Yeah. For the record, it wasn't going to be that he'd. It's not that he wouldn't try and go to sleep. He would definitely try and go to sleep and effectively emulate sleeping. It's just whether he genuinely did and whether he'd still be vaguely aware of what you're doing through sound or not if he didn't. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter. He's out of action.
Okay.
You put him to bed. You tuck him in.
I mean, she would actually do that.
No, let's all sleep. Yes, roll me another intelligence occult roll as you get to work. This takes you around. Each of these takes you around 20 to 25 minutes. By the way, it's not a simple set of actions. Get one success.
Finally, there's a 10.
That's very good. It's a good thing. You feel the same sensation again, but not to the same extent. You could roll me courage at difficulty. You got 3 successes last time. This will just be diff 6.
Okay, I'm gonna risk it without spending willpower. Yep, I'm good.
Okay, yeah, you maintain control of yourself. And I assume Irene will make her way out. How do you make your way out is actually a good question because the door
I
is still.
do have another question. Like, can I roll another into occult to finally figure out what's happening?
No, she does feel a little bit emptier again though.
Okay, check.
Um,
This is annoying. So annoying not knowing what's happening. But no, Irene will actually just go out in like a normal way. So she will leave and she'll.
the door is barred from the inside, so
Yep.
of
She'll
course
unbar.
it's a big bar, and would occur to Irene that if some people came for this place during the night and the door was unbarred, well, it might be a problem.
Yeah, that would be a problem. Is there like a side entrance, perhaps a smaller door or something that she knows of? She's been here before.
There's a back door. It's
Okay.
not barred, it would be locked. You could attempt to climb the bell tab. There's someone watching from there, like literally there, so you wouldn't reasonably be able to sneak past that person without obfuscate, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
You'd have to climb up a rickety ladder
She
and then
doesn't
make
want
your way
to.
out over a roof. It's
Yeah,
it's a bit.
she really doesn't want to like compromise the church. Mm,
Can always just use Obtenebrous form again.
I could, but I also need to watch my blood pool. I mean, I luckily I had a rather full blood pool to begin with, so that's
You're
not necessarily an issue. I'm on
currently on
10.
10 blood
Yeah,
because
I'm
you
keeping
gave
track.
one to girlfriend.
Yeah. Fine. She'll spend another 3 blood. Oi. Yeah. She'll spend another 3 blood, and she'll
Okay.
sneak out again. So I take it you want me to roll Dex again? Dex stealth.
Yes, please. And I'll roll for Buddy. Hey, that stealth dice is already paying dividends.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You're not rolling enough dice. You should be rolling 6 dice, not 5.
Oh fuck yeah! I keep forgetting that.
Secret yourself that.
Sorry, I forget my celerity.
You have celerity too. You're applying one
Yeah.
of your celerity dots, just not the second.
No, I'm applying none of them. Because my Dex is 3, my stealth is 1, and then celerity 2. So.
Yeah, you got 5 dice there. Oh no, that's
No,
that's
that's
your
6.
ritual.
Yeah, that's no.
No, yeah, it's 6. So
it's
it's
6
your
dice,
stealth,
and I
but
still need to roll it.
that's 3 extra dice.
That's 2 successes. Oh boy, I was gonna say maybe 3 because the 5, but oh boy, okay.
Okay.
I mean, if she's gone really fast, it could just be a figment of his imagination.
Yeah, but if he even gets a glance at it, he has to roll courage.
Okay.
Actually, do models even get to roll courage against this? Or do they just fly into a panic?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, as long as she's out. Because everybody will just tell him that he's crazy if they don't find anything. So let me see if it says suffocates. No, character. Vampires may not deal or receive physical damage. Blah blah blah. Engulf a victim in shadows. No. No, it doesn't say anything actually about courage checks.
I think that's V20 standard rules then.
Let me actually see at the obtenoration itself, because maybe. Oh, fuck off! Don't do that. It's kind of funny because it does say it at shadow play, but it does not say it at tenebrous form.
Yeah. Yeah, V20 standard Dark Ages does this a lot. It skips out a lot of details, assuming you already own V20 standard. So it has it for shadow play, and in V20 standard they apply the same rules to Nocturne and some of the other obtenebration powers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that here because it just makes sense. Shadow play is a far less intimidating version of what this is. So he's going to have to roll courage diff 7. He's actually a fairly courageous man. He's above average courage because he has fought long and hard against many cruel and despicable people defending this place. And he does maintain his composure, which is actually bad.
Yeah, I know, because now I don't know.
because that is yet one more mortal who's going to be aware of the creatures of the night. So there's a breach.
I mean, can I make like a perception alertness check to realize that he is like, you know?
You get to roll me a wits alertness check.
Wits alertness, okay. Wits 3, alertness 3. I got 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you notice that he's staring right at you. And he's actually remaining he's scared, but he's composed.
Okay. She'll spend her blood point to activate her celerity and will whoosh out of the way. Like basically away from him.
She's going to use celerity?
Yeah, she wants to get out of there ASAP. Because the longer he's getting a look at her, the longer it's gonna be a breach.
Yeah, it'll be a breach either way, though, unless you make him forget or kill him.
Exactly. But I first have to be out of the way so that I can actually, change back into me so that I can dominate him.
You can dominate in tenebrous form.
I can?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I'll do that.
You'll have to move within earshot of him.
Okay, see, this is why I kind of wanted to do it as a human. But okay.
You can do it as a human if you want.
Okay. Well, but in that case, she first has to be out of the way. So she'll get out of the way. And
this was meant to be the simple one.
Yeah, I know. I am very well aware of this. And she'll basically return as herself after a bit. Very openly, will knock on the door.
Okay. Irene, you find it is now mildly uncomfortable to be here. This place feels unwelcome to you. fact, you feel like you're knocking on the door of a place that is distinctly forbidden to you. But the door be opened by two of the same armed figures you saw before. They are much more cautious than they
Okay.
were than how you saw them earlier. They seem very, very alert.
Okay. So it's two of them. Is one of them the guy from the bell tower? Or is he still up?
One is the guy from the bell tower, yeah.
Yeah. And the other one, is that the guy who she asked to sleep or not?
No, the other is Father Thomas.
Oh, okay.
And Father Thomas just goes, "What in God's name are you, Lady Irene? What are you doing here? This time of night, alone?"
Apologies. I got scared by something, and I came here to seek refuge. Just for a while.
Of course, please. What has set you on edge? Uh, Simon, please fetch the good Lady Irene some water.
It's all right, please. I don't want to be a bother.
Oh no, I insist.
Oh, please. It's quite all right. I'm fine. I just
You know what would be nice? And manipulation is of the future.
yeah, I figured.
I like making people dig deeper in order to get up out of the hole.
Yeah, I know. I mean, at least I'm dealing with the problem immediately instead of just leaving it be. There you go, 4 successes. Boom.
Carl Thomas is also going to roll empathy because you are distinctly uncomfortable here.
I mean, she's trying to say that she's very uncomfortable, you know?
Yeah, but he's trying to find out the cause of it. But he only gets 2 successes, so he just knows that you're uncomfortable. And he'll sit with you, and yeah, as he said, he'll just ask you what to set you off. And what you're doing down here, alone, a noble woman.
I know it's stupid. I've come here quite a few times in this area. Well, actually more towards the other church, just to help. But I figured it would be, and I know this is gonna sound crazy. I figured no one would expect me to be here alone, so I would be less at risk than if I were to bring guards. And I was actually going. I was on my way back, and I thought I saw some movement, and I don't know, it just scared me, and I was hoping that I was wondering if I could have a look from a higher point of perspective.
So what was she wondering?
Basically, she's wondering if she could have a look from the bell tower to see if she saw something that set her off because she's scared. It's a silly request. I'm sorry.
What was it in particular?
I'm not sure. I couldn't really distinguish what it was. I figured it might be some sort of animal, but maybe not. I'm not sure. It could have been a man. I just really panicked. I'm so sorry. But I'm sorry. I've disturbed you.
You see that Simon put some water near. He doesn't say anything. And she'll just wander over to his friend who's asleep.
Mhm.
And he will try and fail to wake him. He'll even give him one of those slaps just to wake him up when he isn't getting up. And then he looks rather concerned.
I mean, is Father Thomas seeing that?
Yeah, Father Thomas is actually seeing that. And
Irene will look over as well. Will look worried. Is something wrong, Father?
just, if I may have a moment.
Of course, please.
What is going on here, Simon? He just begins mumbling, and they begin examining
Father,
a second guard.
Father, would you mind if I were to look up from the bell tower?
Well, Simon, have a look around for Lady Irene. Maybe she saw one of those bastard brothers of Paul.
Please, I can describe what I saw. Would you mind if I come up with you? She'll ask Simon. She'll actually roll something charisma to, be friendly, be nice.
Difficulty 8. He's suspicious of you
Why is he suspicious of me?
because he showed up when he saw a demon.
That's fine.
And you are unbelievably out of place in this location.
I mean,
That's not a coincidence.
Charisma. What do you want? Subterfuge or manipulation? Subterfuge or
It will be roll me appearance of the. Actually, no. Manipulation of subterfuge is more appropriate here.
Too bad.
Not today, Satan.
This was supposed to be the easy one. God damn it.
Yeah, you made. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a willpower on this one because I don't want to cause a breach. I got 3 successes.
Okay, he will reluctantly allow you to come up with him. He'll just go. All right, what's your step? The ladder's not particularly stable.
Thank you for the warning.
Maybe you ran into what I did.
What did you run into?
Oh, actually, yes, that's something I just need to tell you, Father Thomas. I saw something out there just about half a minute before Lady Irene arrived. Maybe that's what she saw. Some sort of inky black spirit.
Irene will shiver and realizes that she has to wipe yet another mind. God damn it.
It could just be my eyes playing tricks on me, but I don't know. As soon as I saw it, it's like it moved like the wind, and almost as if it knew I was looking at it. Father Thomas looks oddly concerned. Hmm. You're probably just sleep deprived. After Ralph here wakes up, he'll take over the shift for you. Okay, all right, and yeah, he'll head up the ladder, and you can follow him.
Yep, Irene will. And once they're up, Irene will start looking around, as I presume he will as well. She'll just ask, "So, what's your name?"
Pardon?
What's your name?
My name's Simon.
Simon. My name is Irene. I'm sorry I'm such a bother to all of you.
It's
But
quite all right.
you're helping me look.
That's quite all right, my lady. He'll look out. What was it you were looking for in particular? What direction?
Someone are over there, I think. She will point.
Okay, he'll look.
She'll look as well.
This is the part where you push him off the bell tower.
No! Jesus! Why would you do such a thing?
I was tempted to say roll conscience, and if you fail, you do it.
No! No! I have dominate for that. God!
Oh, you're gonna dominate him to jump off the tower. Okay.
No! Jesus!
I mean, I guess he wouldn't die. You'd need a potence push. It's
Wow!
not completely suicidal, I suppose. I can get down for it.
Shut up!
All right.
I don't see anything, do you?
No, whatever you saw is probably gone, or maybe waiting around one of the buildings.
I hope not.
I'll take a look.
Please, please. Irene will actually grab his hand. And I presume that he's going to look at her at that point, because that's the moment that she'll use forgetful mind.
Yep.
Which is which subterfuge?
And you just need 2 successes to permanently wipe it from his mind.
I got 4.
Yeah, that is 4. His willpower is actually 5, so
Nice.
yeah, no, you he blinks twice. And what were you gonna say to him?
She'll basically tell him, let me think, that he does see something move again, but he can tell that it's like some sort of a weird, or that, no, basically that the shadow that he saw, she's gonna turn that into like a drunk guy who might be like wanting to find an easy targets to like pickpocket or something, or take advantage of, especially with Irene just coming running up. And that was probably what he saw. It was probably sleep deprivity that made him see such a thing.
All right. Yeah, blink twice. You can just say, yeah, you're probably right. I'll just take a look. And if no one's there, then, well, feel free to stay at night. Not exactly the most lavish lodgings, but...
That's so kind of you. Thank you. And she'll actually, like, just, fuck it. Why not? She'll kiss him on the cheek.
Oh, he bluish. And, yeah, he'll head on down and go for a walk around the block. And eventually he will come back and know that it is safe.
Thank you so much.
Father Thomas is holding the flask. when you get down.
Oops. Oh, this was supposed to be the easy one.
Welp.
Oh. She'll look at it. I've had quite enough of water.
You need to be careful. Someone broke in just now.
Hey? Are they still here?
I don't know. This flask wasn't here when I... Just sitting on the lectern.
Are you sure? And fucking, I need to use Forgetful Mind again. God damn it.
This guy's diff 7.
Oi.
This guy actually, he would normally be 6, but he's been empowered by something.
Huh. You can't spend willpower on disciplines, right?
He can.
Okay, I'll spend another willpower.
Okay.
Oh wow, I did not need that.
Okay,
Fuck
you get 5 successes. Wow, Irene is one big meanie head, just dominating everyone's minds tonight.
I mean, all she will tell him is that maybe you just forgot that I was there. I'm pretty sure. She'll actually tell him, isn't that, you told me last time, isn't that holy water from Abraham's fountain that you placed here for protection?
I guess. Why would I do that, though? It doesn't need protecting.
I mean...
He seems to accept the memory, but seems very confused by its logic. I mean, valid.
Yeah.
Close enough, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Right. I guess he just puts it down and just kind of...
I do apologize. I feel I've disturbed your night so much.
That's quite all right. But next time, do come down here with some security. It's very rough down here.
Of course. I guess I was silly. I grew overconfident. Will you forgive me, Father?
Of course. Forgiven.
Thank you. She'll smile when, Simon gets back.
Someone just kind of come back and he'll say, nothing.
That's good news. Well, I do thank you for allowing me to come in. I can imagine that
I must insist you stay until dawn. It would be immensely dangerous to travel back home at night.
Please, it's fine. I'll just go to the guards and they'll escort me back home.
Yeah, that's still quite a distance.
I am not completely without aid, as Irene will kind of, take her quarterstaff and kind of like show it. I know how to ward someone off. It's not much, but it's enough for at least, simple passerbys.
They could not be any less convinced. Surely this wooden stick will stop the people with prison shanks and swords.
I mean, with her melee, yes.
They don't know that, though. You're just an innocent little nobleman's daughter.
This is true.
Your entire character is built on looking cute, adorable, and helpless. They don't think anything more of you.
Manipulation, leadership. Fucking
See,
hell.
you never needed the sanctity merit. You just needed like 2 specialties. You finally did it. Congratulations.
I'll be quite fine. Please, Father Thomas, you should really go to bed again. I disturbed you, and with you should really go to bed again. I will use dominate too. I got 2 successes.
Okay. Then yes, I'll just. Which one? Who are you dominating?
Father Thomas.
Okay.
That's why I said
Yes, I suppose I should be getting some rest. Oh, still.
I'll be fine. But
Simon, would you go with her?
please, I would not leave your church undefended.
No, no, Ralph is here. Just needs to get up.
I'll be quite all right.
No, no, no. We are obligated. We could not allow you to come to harm. It'll be our heads.
I can assure you it will not be. I must insist, please.
They could not look any less convinced. Because actually, they could actually get into serious trouble if they were to if it was found out that you died briefly after leaving this
He
church.
also really wants to go to bed. He really wants to.
That's why he's sending Simon up with you. He's going to go to bed. It's just you didn't get enough successes for it to implant immediately.
Fair enough. Okay.
Basically, it's a strong enough impression that he will go to bed. He's just sending Simon with you instead, and then he's going to go to bed.
Yep.
No, please. It's quite all right. He'll begin as he begins to wander off into his bedroom. Look after her, Simon. And good evening, Lady Irene. I'll go Lady Igeri. No, he'll say Lady Julia. I think that's what he knows you as.
I think so. I'm not sure anymore.
I've been using the wrong name for you this entire time, but we'll just say he said Julia instead.
I'm not sure how he knows me anymore.
No, I think it is Julia.
That could very well be.
It is Julia because you arrived under the pretense of being a nobleman's daughter.
This is also
So
true.
he'll say Lady Orbellion, and yeah, he'll leave you. But you are left of Simon, who's going to escort you.
Okay. She'll basically allow him to escort her to the bridge, and then she'll plead again, like, please, I would ask you to go back to the church. I would feel terrible if something were to happen.
With Ralph around, everything will be fine. We're not that far from the guardhouse anyway.
Yes, I believe I can see it. Please. I'm sure that's the last few feet. I will manage.
He'll
Don't make me use dominate again, please.
you're gonna have to use dominate again. It's a few
Okay.
minutes, but in those few minutes, you could be mugged, and we can't have a noble lady being mugged. We can't have a pretty, innocent, little noble lady being hugged.
You're really milking this, aren't you?
Yeah. I also said hugged there, which I think is fitting.
Well, there you go.
Okay. You're a meanie butt again, and you dominate the sad man into going away.
I mean, she'll thank him again.
Yeah, he's very eager to get away from you, though, so he does. because that's yeah, he is difficulty 4 now, so yeah, you do completely nail his mind to a wall. Yeah, and he wanders off.
So we saved the masquerade. We managed to get the other thing there. Oi!
There's one more place to go to.
That's the hardest one you said? Oh.
Well, it's the one that could kill you, so...
Okay, off we go.
It's way into the east side of Riverside.
Oh boy.
It's that place.
I mean, I'm not quite sure what place.
It's where the Brothers of Paul hang out.
I figured.
This, as you go further east, this place is seedy. It is extremely shady. It is run down. It is dark. There's almost no artificial light to speak of. And it is almost completely silent outside of the laughters of a few boisterous men fairly far off,
I mean, realizes that
a few blocks down the road.
have to invest into buying a mask. Cause god damn it.
It'd be funny if your tenebrous form, like your entire body turns to being a tenebrous form apart from the mask. So it'd like be this inky black shadow that's wearing a mask.
Have you seen Spirited Away?
I was going to make that comparison. Yeah, it's basically you're going to be a little Spirited Away spirit. Yes.
No face.
Begin making your way down. Can you make me a No, don't make me any rolls. Just continue walking.
I mean, same as always. Stick to the shadows. Hood up.
Look as about as suspicious as anybody else on these streets.
Quarterstaff in hand.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you look about as suspicious, substantially less threatening.
That's fine.
Yeah. You are making your way towards an abandoned church.
Okay. She will go to that church.
Okay.
At least no one knows her there. That's a plus.
Nope.
So, is it really abandoned?
Yes.
Okay. And she'll enter church.
So you begin continuing your standard action of the thingamajig?
I mean, I don't have a lot of blood left anymore.
Nope.
So I'm not going to go into a tenebrous form here. Especially not if it's abandoned.
Okay.
I'm going to go as stealthily as possible. So I don't mind rolling my dex stealth. That's what you want.
Yep. No, not deck stealth. It's abandoned. You can just walk in.
I mean, she's still gonna be stealthy.
Okay.
But if I don't need to contest with anyone, then that's fine.
Just for your deck stealth anyway.
Okay. Because, like, I mean, Irene is aware that just because she cannot see anyone doesn't mean that there's no one there. That is 2 successes. Oof. So yeah, entering abandoned church. Like, I don't presume it's locked or anything.
No. No, it's not. You can just walk in.
Okay.
Door's hanging off its hinges.
Walking in. And placing next, for the last, I presume, bottle of water there. And performing the ritual over again.
Okay. Roll your intelligence, cult difficulty 8.
Mm-hmm. How much willpower did I spend? 4. I'm gonna risk doing it. Intelligence occult 3, 7. Am I gonna risk it? I'm gonna spend willpower on this. Two successes.
3 of the willpower.
No, because I have a 1. It's diff 8, right?
Oh, yeah, diff 8. Yep, my bad. Get my own rules wrong. What am I doing? Get 2 successes. Can you roll me courage one more time? Diff
Okay.
7. Nice.
3 10s.
The beast doesn't even have a chance to rouse itself.
The beast is asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty beast. Nice beast. Sweet beast.
So as you do this, you can hear movement outside.
Okay. During the performance of the ritual or afterwards?
You hear some movement during, but it does not approach you.
Okay.
Very light footsteps. You think they're not. They're either quite young or quite effete. But they only last a few minutes before vanishing.
Oh, God.
It's about half a minute after your ritual ends that much heavier footsteps begin to approach.
Okay. Can she determine how many and where they are?
About 4 or 5 coming from directly behind.
Okay. Coming from directly behind, like basically from the same door that she entered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She is going to. How many places are there to hide?
Some.
Okay. Yeah, she'll find a place to hide, or she'll try and find a place to hide.
Okay, you go to hide.
Mm-hmm.
This man will come strolling in with some heavily armed men.
I
Oh,
swear I
oh
remember
my.
this picture. Have I seen this guy before?
I don't think you have, but
Okay.
some people have. It would appear our good little butterflies were quite right. This is quite an uncomfortable place to be in now. But one must wonder who's vandalized our poor, poor domain. He's going to open his third eye and look around.
Oh crap!
Remember, running away is always an option. Funny enough, he has a similar dice pool to the last one that rolled to spot you, except he has a specialty in keen eyes. Well, he gets 5 successes.
I can't even. I mean, I might be able to beat
You have
that.
6 dice now. In theory,
I
you
have
can win.
6 dice. I could win.
And you can always use shadow play to make it even better. Get
Will I
yourself
do that?
7th dice, because I believe it gives you an extra dice.
Yeah, I'm already low on blood though. Fine. I'll spend for shadow play.
Okay, how much blood do you want?
I'm on 5 now.
Ooh, yeah, I'd run away.
So that gives
Particularly
me.
since Salubri are all about not dying.
Yeah, I know.
Really good at that, as it turns out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God.
Ooh. And he didn't get any 10s. I'm gonna be that dickhead and have all of his minions roll.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
That's okay, they get nothing.
Okay.
They get 0 successes. So they're again looking around. He's going to tell this man is going to tell his compatriots, do spread out, then. Don't waste moonlight. God is watching. Make haste. He'll walk up to the altar. The rest of us gonna spread out. You want? And as they spread out, they don't find you. But you know, if you remain here, they're going to. You do have a brief opportunity to run. Your problem is if you run, you will be spotted.
Yeah.
So it depends on how fast they are relative to you. Now, you do know you do have celerity. You don't know if they have celerity.
Yeah. Does Irene know where the nearest entrance to the Shadow World is?
There's one at the back of this church. Almost as if that was intentional.
Almost, yeah.
Almost,
Okay.
not quite.
Yeah. she's gonna try and make a run for it, spending blood to, activate celerity.
Okay, because you activate blood to spend for celerity, you're not going to have to roll athletics. His eyes will track you, though. He has quite high auspex, so he will be able to see what you really look like even as you move as a blur.
I mean, she still has the cloak, and she has her shadows, so she's basically hiding her face as much in the shadows as possible.
He's going to do something when you act.
Of course.
Actually, no, because you get to move first, so he'll have to, yeah, this will happen as you're about to, so you're going to get away, I think, but, he's going to try and stop you, and he has a very particular way of doing that. It's a very, very mean way of doing that.
God.
Okay, we'll see if this works. What's his dice pool for this? Ooh, okay.
Oh boy.
So what happens as you move like a blur past him, and he runs straight through the wall. So just to keep up with you, because he can't move as fast as you. He has to literally just not cut the corner, just ignore it. As you blur past him, you see his eye light up. Like a massive torch. It's almost like a modern day floodlight. It shines over the entire space, burning you as direct sunlight.
I'm so happy I'm not in Tenebrous form at this point.
He has to actually soak. Let's see. Okay, he has to soak that damage. She can only soak with his stamina, his fortitude. So he actually takes damage from his own attack. Okay, he's fine.
Wow.
If she got that many successes. You have a struck as if you were struck with direct sunlight.
Okay, how much damage am I taking?
It is 3 levels of damage.
Okay.
And it is difficulty 10 to soak.
Okay.
Yeah, sunlight's brutal.
And I take it I can only soak with the fortitude, right?
You can only soak with your fortitude. Your armor does not protect you in any fashion from sunlight.
This is fair. This is fair. Luckily, I do have plenty of fortitude at this point. Nope.
Well, you do soak a single damage.
Nope, because I have 2 ones.
It's soaking.
Oh, okay, check. Yeah, okay. I soak 1 damage.
We're not Elward.
Sorry.
One moment. You take 2 levels of ag as you cross the threshold, leaving him completely bewildered as you run through a chalk door drawn onto the church.
Bye-bye.
He can merely run through it and breaking the door, but not actually going with you. You are back within the Shadowlands.
Mm-hmm.
Can you roll me with survival? You have no idea where you are.
Yeah. With survival. Funny guy. You think Irene has survival?
Have fun. How much willpower have you got?
2?
Okay. I'm just
But
going to say. I'm going to say
I
this.
can
You
still
lose.
roll wits. It's like only div 7 now.
Also keep. I'm also going to note this. You lose another willpower point.
Oi.
That, by the way, is a permanent willpower point you're losing.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Okay.
For you have completed all 3 rituals,
Oh no.
and you are lost.
Yep.
Hmm. Well, I think that's an excellent place to end our scene.
Oh no, don't leave me hanging. Oh no.
As Riverside is now flooded with true faith, and Irene loses herself in the darkness of the Shadowlands, having given up a part of herself to cage our hated foe. We'll end the scene there. Thank you for playing. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye bye, little Sandra.